everyone, and welcome to this week's video. This week, since it's the beginning of official spooky month and challenge month, I thought I'd finally make a start on Witchtober. Now, I have pre-sketched all of my Witchtobers as a part of Sketchtember last year and decided this would be a really good way to balance my schedule. And since we're going to use this video, I'm actually going to talk about techniques that I'm using and what techniques you can apply to your work if you're wanting to paint with different materials. Now, last year for Inktober, which is what I'm not doing this year, I'm doing Witchtober, I painted with inks and it was a really fun challenge. It was a difference between trying to make sure that my colours didn't end up too muddy and too over the top. This year, I've decided to challenge myself by not only painting with inks again, but limiting the palette. So I will be using very Halloween-y based colours. Oranges, greens, purples, maybe a little bit of brown in there for tonal range, as well as black and white. This will be the tonal range of colours that I am using, and for the list of equipment that I will be using as well is always listed down below. But I'm using a mixture of inks here. I'm using this brand of ink that I actually don't know, which is imported from China. It's a very shiny ink. I'm using Magic Colour, Court Noir, De La Rowney acrylic inks, and Winsor & Newton. It's a good mixture of different types of inks. Acrylic inks are fantastic for line work because they actually don't smudge with watercolours, surprisingly, and I've really enjoyed using this as a lining equipment. So I'm using this with a Kuretake dip pen. This allows me to create a nice amount of line work and give myself a bit of variation within that line, choosing my darkest colour to be my line work. And this could also mean that I can use coloured lines as well. So this is a very dark brown that I'm using here. The this one's the De La Rowney. I keep on wanting to say Liquitex because I have a couple Liquitex, which is really nice, that I was umming and ahhing about using. The danger with painting with inks is it does behave very differently from watercolours, and by that standard it also means that the colours end up quite muddy if you overlayer them too much. I'm just doing my standard line art at the moment, so I'm just going to skip through that a fair bit. As you can see, I'm doing the first prompt here, which is Circus Witch. Now, the good thing is with the prompt, the reason why there is no numbers is so that people can take the prompts at their own pace. The dangers of using inks is the colours can end up quite muddy. It's very difficult to control. Sometimes they are going to smudge, so you're in danger of smudging your colours as well. But that's the sort of challenge behind it, and that's why I have chosen to paint with inks for Witchtober. I really enjoyed the challenge aspect of Inktober, but for me, Inktober isn't a challenge anymore if I was doing it traditionally, mainly because I'm quite confident with my inking skills. Of all things that I'm confident with, I'm very confident with my inking skills, and I feel like it doesn't end up being much of a challenge for me anymore. So by limiting my palette and painting with inks instead of applying inks in a ink-ish way, as you would call it, I am challenging myself to do something a little bit different. Now, if I was to really challenge myself, I would do this all digitally, but I really wanted to do the painting with inks again. I think a digital challenge would be best. Probably I might do one next year, maybe do like January, where we do like take a different hue and then do some digital drawings with that. That'd be a really fun challenge. Painting with inks comes with a lot of different challenges, and this is where my too much gene comes in. On camera right now, these colours look absolutely fantastic, but in person they just looked really dull. They were not going anywhere for me, and looking back now on the finalized product, I can definitely see what I could have added more of. I feel like the end product does not have enough purple in it. It does have a really beautiful tonal range to it, but it's a lot of greens, a lot of orange, but very little purple, because I end up going on and over the top with the background a lot. But this is why we are here to learn and to apply different things and grow while we're doing a challenge. A challenge month should be about growing as an artist and understanding how to use different equipments. While I have painted with inks in last year, I had a very wide colour palette. By restricting my colour palette, I am challenging myself more. I created this prompt list with my Discord followers. We on Discord discuss challenges, art stuff all the time, and it was a good way for me to create a list that I'd be really excited to do, and if anyone else wants to take part, they'd be really excited to take part of as well. And the good thing is because the prompt list is, you know, wishy-washy, I can take any of these pieces at any time and draw them. It would make me feel a lot more happier, and I can take what inspires me on each day. But challenge months aren't for everyone, and that's absolutely fine. Some people simply draw faster and quicker than others, while others take a lot more time. They take a lot more time to process their art, a lot more time to draw in general. And that is absolutely fine. I would say if you are looking at to do a challenge month and you do want to do a drawing every day, start small before going big. I've decided that all of mine are going to be tarot style, so that I have this sort of like tarot style design with the prompt at the bottom and a very simplified background. This allows me to think of the design overall. Also, I may be adding a little bit of gold leaf to some of these, or silver or copper foil leafing to some of these, just to enhance some of the designs, mainly because some of the products overall could do with that. I'm using a mixture of art supplies here, and I'm just gonna have fun. Using glass tip pens behaves very differently to traditional dip pens. With traditional dip pens, you can lightly scratch with the nib or press down to be able to create different line work. Whereas with glass tip pens, you can create a variation of width, but you have to be very careful that you don't break the tip of the pen. I have done this a few times. This particular glass tip pen I actually bought last year in a sale with these inks that I imported from China, and I've learned a lot since last playing around with these glass tip pens, and overall have a lot of fun with them. Now, this month I will be doing all ink related videos. I will be talking about what ink works best with what art supply. I am going to be doing a review of an ink set that I actually picked up lately, which is actually perfect for my challenge month. So you may see a little bit more of Witchtober here and there, but if you do want to see more of Witchtober and more Witchtober results, I'm probably going to tell you to double check my Instagram and or Twitter if you want to be kept up to date with those daily, or to check out the Discord. We're active on there every single day, and we always have a lot of fun discussing art problems, sharing cat pics. Lately we're talking about Animal Crossing because we have a specific channel for that, especially with the spooky update. I am super excited for that spooky update, and sharing art supplies that we like with each other. So it's always a fun place to hang out if you want to join a community. You don't have to if you don't want to, it's just a really fun place to hang out and talk. Doing all this is really therapeutic to me. I just love doing challenges. It is something that I've always thrived on. I thrive on a tight deadline. I think it's possibly one of my better things to do, and I like routine. I really like routine, especially when it comes to challenges. And I didn't do a proper challenge month last month because I had a lot on my plate, but this month is a lot of fun. And at the end of this month, when all of these are finished, I will be doing a full tour of all the illustrations. So if you want to keep it a surprise, check back on the 31st, I believe, if I post a video on that day. If not, it would be on that Thursday of that week. So it won't be the 31st because that's a Saturday. It would be the 5th that the video would go up, where I'm showing off all the drawings that I did throughout Witchtober this year. You can take this prompt list and you can do it anytime. There is no set time for that you can do this, and you don't have to do this prompt list. You can do another prompt list. The whole point is to take your time. I love textures within work, and it's one of the reasons why painting with inks has given me some really beautiful textures to work with. I'm looking at the finalized illustration now, and the parts of it that I really do like are a lot of the textures that are in the background. But since it's my first piece, it is finished but not perfect. These little carousel horses that are meant to be around the hat just look awful. They are actually terrible looking at them, but you know, it was an idea that I had that I can elaborate on in the future. I really like her pose, I like her expression. I feel like if I'd used a little bit more purple in her tonal range on her, it would look overall a little bit better. I need to just work with these colours and with these inks, and because I'm limiting myself to that supply only and not using pencils, because I would normally go on top of these with coloured pencils and try out building up some textures and lightening some areas which are a little bit too dark. That's what I would do normally instead of using just inks, but because I am challenging myself, I am only using inks, and that's really difficult for me. I'm probably with the juggling balls, just to bring them out, as I mentioned earlier, I'm actually probably going to put a little bit of some gold foiling on there just to make them pop a little bit more, because right now they look too flat. I tried the purple colour, it didn't work. I tried a darker colour, it didn't work. I tried lightening it, it just wasn't working. Nothing I was doing was working, so I'm definitely going to go the gold foil route with this. So I might incorporate little bits of foiling on each of the pieces so it is all cohesive as a collection. But I'm really excited for this. I really do enjoy doing it. I don't know how many times I need to say that I enjoy doing it. But yeah. I really like the tonal range overall. I really love this green. This green is a beautiful green. It's the magic colour Asian lime, and it's so bright and so vibrant. I might just do pieces where I do them completely green or completely orange or even completely purple. I don't know. But here's my final results of my first piece for Witchtober. Not perfect, but you know, it's finished and that's all that matters. And I'm really happy with this. And overall, you know, I'm excited for this challenge month, and I'm excited to actually draw all of these and have a complete collection. Maybe I'll get better at my calligraphy, because the bottom writing is not great, but you know, practice makes perfect. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let's show off some of the amazing work that you have tagged me in so far. I'm loving all the Witchtobers that you've already tagged me in. I think it's absolutely phenomenal, and I'm so excited to see what you do. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe if you're new. But as always, folks, stay creative.